This week on Deck the Hallmark, it's Kringle Week. The fine folks at Racine Danish Kringles are shipping their Danish pastries all across the country. Find out later in the show how you can save 10% when you order Kringles for the next 2 weeks.
This is a Bramble Jam podcast.
Hi, I'm Bran, and I love Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Brian. I like Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Dan, and it's Kringle Week. I love that, but I despise Hallmark Christmas movies.
I'm Alonso, and go get a goo-goo. It's good. And this
It's the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast.
We hope you like this jolly podcast.
Brian, we trained for this all year.
The Thanksgiving movies?
Thanksgiving
the
week.
Kringle Week. Kringle Week. Yeah.
Got
You
it.
know, there's 1 week a year.
It's a
Racine
collision
Danish
course.
Kringles. You know, people don't believe me when I tell them this, but the fine folks at Racine Danish Kringles, best pastries, just ship them all across the country, blah, blah, blah.
This is a very long-running partnership.
It's the longest partnership we have with any company. They only do one promo code a year. It's here on Deck the Hallmark. And they send us 12 Kringles, a dozen Kringles, and it is like Christmas
Not
morning.
fair. It's so great.
if they only knew you would do all this just for the product.
Exactly. I mean, I wake up laughing.
Don't tell them. Don't tell them.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. And they added peppermint brownie this year. They added a peppermint
What took
brownie
so long?
Kringle.
It's perfect.
It's so ridiculous. It's 1 week a year we're here, and Grand Ole Opry Christmas, and Nikki, DeLoach, Kristoffer Polaha, same movie, and
Oh, man.
Alonso
It's again,
Duralde.
try
Speaking of our
any
long-standing partnerships, Alonso Duralde is here as
Now,
well.
if I'm not mistaken, he started with the original sponsor of the Grand Ole Opry. Is that what we were
That was
getting?
what I was
We were
hearing.
going for?
The
That's what I
Goo
heard.
Goo
If
clusters,
my ears
right?
are
Was that
deceiving
the
me.
Goo Goo Gaga?
I was referencing the Goo Goo Cluster ad
I
from the
knew it.
radio
Don't
show.
want the world
That's
to
it.
see
That's
me.
the one.
the Goo Goo Cluster.
I love Goo Goo
that
Clusters are delicious. They're not Kringles; they're in a separate category, but
Yeah,
they're terrific. And in fact, it is generally known that the Goo in Goo Goo Clusters stands for Grand Ole Opry.
Grand Ole Opry,
Grand Ole
of
Opry.
course.
Is a Goo Goo Cluster
Grand Ole
similar to a Nerds cluster?
I don't think so.
No, it is.
Inspired?
How have y'all grown up in the South and not had a Goo Goo Cluster? They're like
I've had
they're,
one.
You have.
Okay, they're
There's
like caramel. They're covered in chocolate. They got nuts. There's a peanut butter version. It's
It's a
very
Goo Goo Cluster.
delicious.
Yes.
It's a Goo Goo Cluster.
That's
That's
what
what
it
you need
is.
to know. Well, happy Sunday, everybody. We are kicking off a very full week.
Two big
You
things.
said it.
This is a big week. It's a big week.
It's
It's
a big week.
Kringle Week. I don't know if you heard.
No other way to say
It's
it.
on the screen. It's Kringle Week. I don't really want
Kringle
We've
to-
got a lot of
Pringles.
Hallmark movies to get to, but we also have a lot of other things to talk about, such as that we have once again failed in our mission to get to #1 on Small Town Christmas with our book, Oh Christmas Tree.
It's almost like it takes more than you saying it.
But what will it take?
Oh,
But you
Christmas
got to
Tree.
*1 on what? Rural Life or
Yeah,
something?
we
sure
did.
did.
But Brian
We were
decided 2
crushed
months
it.
after release date that he thinks we should get to #1. And what's the category again?
Small Town
Christmas.
Romance or Christmas?
Romance. Small town romance.
Small town romance.
Small town romance.
Yes, that's it.
There's not a single cowboy in that book, so I don't know
it's
what y'all were
really
thinking.
tough there. It's a tough ask.
It's not a good book. No one should buy it.
Yeah, let's try that. Let's try that. You want to give a joke gift? This is
Yeah.
the
So what
one.
about this? This works.
Yeah.
Just wait till you see what happens on page 139. You won't believe
you won't
it.
believe
Oh
it.
my god.
Yeah, you won't believe what we caught him doing.
On page 139.
It is a fun and charming book, and I would say that even if there weren't a veiled shout out to moi in it. So
That's
There you
right.
go. There you
Picked
go.
up on that. huh?
Yeah, you picked up,
I
huh?
did notice.
Christmas Movie Magic is flying off the shelves. We're literally going to run out within the next
That's right.
week or
and
so.
we're going to the holiday fair in Greenville this weekend.
That's
and
right.
then
Come say
next
hi.
weekend, Alonso, in fact, bright and early, middle of the night, some would say, Thursday morning, you and the three of us are going to be driving from South Carolina to New Jersey because
East
there is
Coast.
no God.
Alonso, are you nervous about being live streamed at 3 a.m?
No, because I don't care about anything at 3 a.m.
Yeah, and it's going to be, I don't want to put too much on the jet lag, but you will have just flown. It really will be midnight California time.
That's true.
Which is insane.
So,
Wow. He should drive the first leg.
I want this to be clear. No one's forcing
Yeah,
Alonso.
that's true.
Alonso
Alonso,
weird.
volunteered to come along for the bit, and that's God bless him.
You think we'll have Kringles left for that ride?
No, there's no way by then.
Fresh out.
12? I don't
Fresh
think
out.
so.
Fresh out.
Not holding my breath.
We got a lot of movies to talk about this week. None more important than a Grand Ole Opry
I think we can all
Christmas.
agree with that. Yes, absolutely.
The Saturday night 8 p.m. premiere, the Kristoffer Polaha, Nikki DeLoach vehicle.
Yeah, sure.
Grand Ole Opry Christmas. It originally premiered on the Hallmark Channel on November 29th, 2025, and it went a little something like this. The movie kicks off, and it looks like you're watching a VHS tape of an old Opry performance from 1995-ish.
That's what you would say,
Spitballing.
circa.
Yeah. It is the Winters and Wade farewell show at the Grand Ole Opry Christmas, but no one knows that it's the farewell show. Cut to present day, we meet Gentry Wade, the daughter of Jet Wade. She hears a knock at the door, and it's her old pal Mac, and he keeps pushing to hey, let me sign you so that you can record some of these songs that you wrote. And she's like, it's just not happening in this lifetime. Mac owns a bar in Nashville. Who doesn't, though? Am I right, guys?
Yeah, you said it. You said it.
And she's happy despite the fact everybody just keeps asking her about her dad. Why'd he quit music? Where's his missing guitar from the final performance? All that type of stuff. Family friend Rita comes to make a plea on behalf of the Opry to try to convince Gentry to come to the Opry's 100th anniversary to honor her dad. She's not sure if she wants to do that. We find out while Mac is getting drinks with a friend that he and Mac have been friends since high school, but he insists he does not have a thing for her.
Okay. You think you just show up and you okay. At her doorstep and you change the wreath.
That's
you
right.
don't have a thing.
And it's nothing. It's a friendly
It's a
wreath
friendship. We've been
exchange.
friends forever.
Yeah.
Friends forever.
It's Gentry, Mac, and Rita go to the Opry and follow along a tour guide that looks suspiciously like Aaron Cahill. Gentry bumps into Vaughn Winters backstage. He asks why she's considering not coming to the anniversary, and she says that, I always wanted to be a songwriter, but it didn't work out for me, and I always wanted to earn the right to step into the Opry circle, and just showing up for this, I'd be a little bit let down. It's almost like that dream would be coming to an end. But Vaughn says, I don't think your time's up yet. It's Christmas. You never know what will happen. All right, Vaughn, that's very ominous. She goes on stage to sit and think a little bit, and she looks out and is blinded by the light.
Ooh, I see what you're doing there.
Suddenly, she's transported back in time. She sees her dad and Vaughn about to do sound check on the Opry stage. She stands back up to go and talk to him, but is once again blinded by that same light, transported back to where she started. She goes to tell Mac exactly what happened. He does not believe her. Gentry becomes committed to getting back on that stage to try to travel back in time again and spend some more time with her father. She sneaks onto the stage, sits down, and boom, bright lights.
Tough acting.
That's exactly right. She bumps into younger Rita, and they get to talking. Mac, worried about his friend because she's going nuts right now, goes to the Opry to try to find her. He ends up sitting on the pew after hearing some stuff that happened that a security guard saw, and boom, tough acting to that. He time travels too. He finds Gentry, and he's like, what the heck is going on, and where are we? And she says, well, we're in 1995, right before the Winters and Wade final performance. I gotta find out why my dad gave up on music. And as they're talking, young Rita walks up and assumes that they're a married couple, so they just roll with it and says, hey, come and stay with me for the night, all right? The next day, she goes back to the Opry, posing as someone from the label, and gets to talk to her dad. Jet tells her that he and Vaughn are working great together, have some songs ready to go for the next album. Everything is fine. This leaves Gentry to wonder if they are in an alternate timeline where the two of them never break up and her dad continues with the music. Mac tells her, hey, let's just kind of see what happens. There must be a reason why you were brought back here. Let's just go with the flow instead of trying to figure out what's going on. The next day, she overhears Vaughn talking to their manager about the future of the duo. He is pushing for them to change their style a bit, bring in different songwriters. Jet is very much not on board with this plan. Later at the Christmas party, she overhears the three of them talking. They want to bring in these writers. Jet is not happy. When he sees her, he assumes that that's why this person from the label is here, and he storms off. She sits by the fire with Mac, and they talk about memories that she has with her dad, including a song that they started but never finished. He asks her to sing that song a little bit, which she does as Jet listens on from behind them. The next day, she goes to talk to Jet, and he apologizes for how he responded that night, and he tells her that he heard her singing. The song is really good. He asks why she never finished it, and she says that her dad passed away before they had a chance, and so he asks her to come to the Opry the next day so that they can work on the song together. She takes him up on that offer and bonds with Jet, and Mac records a video of the two of them singing together. Their session gets cut short due to Vaughn and the manager showing up. They have moved the recording of the album to December 26th so that they can start the world tour earlier in the year. This is going to mess up the world tour. Jet is not happy. He'd have to miss out on the fun Christmas trip that he has planned with his family. And he's going to be gone so long on this tour, he's not sure that he wants to do that. The next day, Jet is nowhere to be found. Gentry knows just where to look. His thinking spot. She and Mac find him, and she basically convinces him to quit being in the band and to just be with the family. Afterwards, Mac and Gentry finally kiss. Thank God. The next day, Vaughn calls Gentry in and tells her that he knows that she's not really with the label, but thinks that she is a good songwriter, and he wants to write music with her if she's interested. Before the big performance, Jet tells Vaughn that he wants out. This is going to be their last performance. Right beforehand, Mac realizes that Jet doesn't have a pick, so he runs over to hand him one and ends up getting shoved and falls down onto the pew, and boom, he's transported back to the present. After the show, Jet goes to talk to Gentry, gives her his guitar, and she gives him a big ol' hug, one more hug for Dad. Gentry is like, oh, wow, I have this guitar. This is where it is. She's suddenly transported back to the present with that guitar on stage at the Opry 100th anniversary. Vaughn is about to give a speech, and he calls her up. He says that her dad was so proud of her and that he knows that they actually wrote a song together. Vaughn knows? What? She invites Gentry into the Opry circle. She gives a speech about her dad, and Vaughn says, I actually invited Brad Paisley out to sing the song that you wrote with your dad. And as the song is playing, we get to see 1995 Jet walk into the Christmas cabin to hug his family. Present day Vaughn tells Gentry that he thinks that it's finally time for them to have that meeting about songwriting. That son of a gun. She gives him her dad's guitar and goes to talk to Mac, and they kiss. He shows her the video that he shots of her singing with her dad, and he tells her that he can't remember a time where he didn't love her, and he's sorry that it took so long. They kiss in front of the Opry as the snow begins to fall, and that, my friends, was
a Grand Ole Opry Christmas.
We did it.
We did do it. We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down here on
Deck the Hallmark.
Kringles. It's Kringle Week, Bran. It's the best week of the year. The fine folks at Racine Danish Kringles, Racine, Wisconsin, are making the best Danish pastry in the world. They're iced by hand. They're made in their facility. It's a family-run business.
Yes.
You can get myriad flavors. You can get the traditional flavors.
I love
almond, pecan, raspberry, cherry. You can also go wild. You can go cinnamon. You can go cheesecake. You can go peppermint brownie this year, Brandon.
Oh, it's so good. Here's what I love about
I'm gonna take a bite while you're talking.
the
Go ahead.
Racine Danish Kringle. We had the opportunity, Dan, 6 years ago
That's
now,
right.
to head up to Racine and to tour their factory. And if you think that they have like machines doing all the things, no, these are people that are in there icing them, pulling them, putting them in the thing. Every as far as I can remember, basically every part of this operation is done by people that live in that community, which is just incredible in the year 2025.
Yeah, we met Teresa, who ices every Kringle
She's
by
been
hand.
at it forever.
It's unbelievable. They have flavors to please your entire family. And here's the other thing is they don't do promo codes.
No, they don't.
Except you're on deck to Hallmark.
That's exactly
For the next
right.
2 weeks. That's it. For the next 2 weeks until December 14th, you can go to Kringle.com. You can type in promo code Hallmark25, HALLMARK 25, and you're going to get 10% off your entire order. Save big time this holiday season. Get the best Danish pastry in the United States at Racine Danish Kringle. That's Kringle.com, promo code Hallmark25. You'll thank me later.
We're back. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We are talking about a Grand Ole Opry Christmas. We're sponsored by There's Kringle all around all around the studio today. It's a good day. It's a good day.
It is.
Alonso's here, which is also not as exciting as the Kringles. I will be honest.
I mean, we see Alonso every
I
week.
know my role.
We see Kringles,
but it's Kringle
once
and then
a year.
Alonso, and it's close.
Yeah.
I totally understand.
Yes.
I would say the same about y'all.
We had a recurring John Madden, Tough Actington acting bit earlier. If you think that was a reach, you didn't hear Alonso's intro.
It's time for us to break down the Grand Ole Opry Christmas. We're going to start with the hot take. It's where we share exactly how you felt about this movie. I will start with you, Brian. What'd you think? What'd you think of the movie?
Yeah. To paraphrase you, Brand, I'm sure you said this at some point during this. This was one of my favorite stories I've ever seen. This was beautiful. I'm sure there was something along those lines you've said at some point. I really like.
I thought you were going to say something that he says regularly.
I mean, I feel like he's saying that in a sense regularly.
What is it that I say?
This
Just
is one of
the
my
most-
favorite stories I've ever seen. I don't think I've ever heard you say it.
Right
you know,
there.
All right.
Right there.
That's on a shirt, right?
Yeah.
Didn't y'all-
Yeah, for
because he
sure.
says it so much.
It should be 100%.
Classic brand. It's
So
one of-
just-
it's one of my favorite stories I've ever seen. Oh my gosh.
Oh my
This
gosh,
is
are you
one of my
kidding me
favorite
right
stories
now?
I've ever seen.
kidding me
Are you
right
kidding me right now?
Yeah, minus the fanfare. I feel like this is something with these movies that I like. The Bills thing, this Opry thing, where we're bringing in real people into a fake story, and like I don't need it. Like I don't care about the real people from pop culture. I don't want that. Other than that, I loved everything about this. Like the music was really good. I would like a little bit of live performances, a little more live performances. I think even if they're not great, I would rather them just be playing live. Once they went back in time and I realized that this wasn't about changing anything. This was her getting closure, her like seeing what happened, getting answers to her questions, and then just how it all developed and her getting to play music with her dad. It's all I wanted from this movie, and that's what we got. And so for me, it was just like they nailed it. They didn't need to do anything more than that, and I feel like they just did such a good job. So I really, really like this one.
All right. Alonso, what'd you think?
Yeah, I mean, this movie's firmly in the Hallmark lane, last reunion with a dead relative, high school sweetheart, time travel. Like we've seen a lot of this stuff before, but I think they do it well here. Nobody does dead relative like Nikki DeLoach.
This is her opus of dead relative movies from that standpoint. Yes.
So yeah, I think the moments with the dad they carry real weight. They have poignancy. She and Polaha, we've always on this show said that those two needed to be teamed up, and often in film history we've seen like two major stars and they finally work together and it doesn't catch, and here it totally does. Like this is by Hallmark standards a scorcher. And so their chemistry really carries a lot of it too. I have a bunch of wait what's even for a time travel story. But yeah, generally speaking, I think this is really well done.
I mean, I absolutely adored this movie.
It's one of the best stories you've ever
seen.
I loved it.
I knew we'd get that.
I think that this is everything that I'm looking for in a Hallmark Christmas movie because you get a few things. One, you get a pair that's chemistry's nuts. It's phenomenal. And to be honest, like they're on screen together less than a traditional Hallmark Christmas movie would with the two people that are going to get together at the end. But you don't quite feel that as much because of how good they are together in the scenes that they have together. So good. So good. But I loved this story. I thought that the story was beautiful. I was like quite pleasantly surprised by Rob Mays in this movie. I thought he
Agreed.
was pretty daggum good.
Pretty great.
He's
and
terrific.
Really, really liked it. I thought that the music was good, and I'm not a big country music guy, but it was working for me. But when I realized that she was gonna get to write a song with her dad that she didn't get to finish,
Kidding me right now?
I don't care if it makes sense with the time travel. That was everything that I'm looking for. It was beautiful. It was wonderful. It is my favorite of the year. I loved it more than the Jonas Brothers movie over on Disney Plus, which I also thought was a blast. But this felt so nice. It felt like a warm hug. It lived up to any hype that I could possibly add to this movie. I absolutely loved it. Dano?
And you're eating a Kringle right now,
I know.
Bri. I mean, life's good. Yeah, this movie has no business working. 84 minutes, and it's got 10 country stars in it. And there are a few moments
But
that
none of the big ones.
No,
you know?
well, it's Brad Paisley's a big
yeah,
one
yeah,
for
yeah.
sure. But like, there's not like there are a few moments where you're like, why are they doing this? Like, why are it feels very overstuffed? Like the movie should have been longer. It's also a storyline that doesn't make a ton of sense if you think about it. And in lesser hands, this movie could have been like bottom of the barrel. I honestly firmly believe that. But you've got a pro directing this. Is it Claire Niederprum? Is that how you say her name? You've got Tracy Andreen writing it, who's a stalwart of Hallmark movies, wrote Snow Bride. And then you have, and you know,
You like Snowbrook?
believe it or not, it's her only
Katrina
movie.
Law.
It's Katrina Law's only
One
movie.
and only.
And then you have a pairing we've been asking for 7 years and just did not disappoint. Polaha and DeLoach are just so much better than this movie. And this movie is not bad, but they really elevate these scenes. Like you feel as though they really are living in these performances, and that stuff matters. Nikki DeLoach has made at least a half a dozen movies where a relative dies, but this movie, after the passing of her father and what she gets to do in this movie, those scenes hit amazingly well. There's one I even like more than the songwriting. Polaha's great. DeLoach is great. The music is great. Overstuffed, a little heavy on the let's throw country people at you just a little bit, but make no mistake, lived up to billing like the movie. Absolutely.
Dan, like the moon. I don't have a thing.
Yeah, it's okay.
Dan, try to make a thing with a Kringle. Hey,
He's gonna eat it. He's gonna eat the Kringle. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. I missed the third one in 12.
like the moon.
It's becoming a
you go.
one in four.
Like the movie.
All right, keep going. Yeah, whatever you guys need to do.
Like the
Great.
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the movie.
Who knows? Maybe it'll continue tomorrow with Catnip Cafe. You never can tell. You know what I mean?
Which, by the
like
way,
to movie.
Which Tracy Andreen also wrote.
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
and
Wow.
we will be joined by Dave White.
That's right.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yes.
All right, let's get all the fields where we talk about
It's
what
really
this.
linoleum knife week here.
Yeah, and
Brought to you by-
you can use a fork and knife on the Kringles.
That's
but
right.
don't
You
have
can.
to.
You yeah.
I hand
one's
it,
making
but
you.
that's just me.
Give those a little-
yeah, just give them a good all right, let's talk about the feels. Bright guy, what you got?
My feels was the campfire scene, the fire pit scene where Nikki and Chris were sitting there and she explains that she wrote this song and it's unfinished and she starts to go over it and her dad is walking up and catches the end of this. And that for me, they didn't have to do more than that because that was like, oh, that did it. Like he got to hear what she was doing. That's great. Amazing. And that sets up when they do write together, which blows it away. But that scene was, to me, I was like, oh, they're doing it. This is perfect. This is amazing. And so that was my feels.
And I was a little concerned what they were going to do with that. Like
I was
there was
too. I was
there's
so
a
nervous.
version of it where he hears it and goes, "That's my song." Like he
Yes.
already had like a little of it in the
true.
noggin before he wrote it with his daughter.
That's right.
I was worried they were going to go kind of Star is Born, like this was going to be an In the Shallows moment. He's like, no, please.
Please, we don't need that.
No.
Yeah. No, listen, when they're working together on the song was so great. And I don't really know jack squat about Paisley. I think he's a swell person and
I hear he's an unbelievable dude.
A
in
ripper
real life,
on the
yeah.
guitar.
Yeah.
I was like not sure about the song that they were working on. I was like, I was having a hard time deciding if it was any good. It's pretty darn good. Paisley crushed it.
He did.
A great song. Really enjoyed it. Dano?
You want to use Alonso win?
Oh my gosh, Alonso, I'm so
Yeah,
sorry.
he's here.
Got Kringles in there.
Kringle win.
I got Kringle head. I got Kringle brain.
That'll get you.
You're high on peppermint brownie.
Yes, I am.
Yeah, no, I agree with you that there's not a ton of Polaha in this, but there's just enough. And he makes every moment count so that there is actually a through line, unlike, say, the glass blowing movie, where it's suddenly like, oh, wait, you're the love interest? I thought you guys hated each other this whole movie or barely knew each other, you know.
That you drafted, and it's the worst of the year.
I know. It was like in the final rounds, I didn't have a lot of choices.
Well, you get a few points from me on that.
But no, I think you know, I bought their relationship when they finally kiss mid movie. It's like, yes, thank you. So that was great. The scenes with Nikki DeLoach and Rob Mays really land. That, you know, she's carrying all this subtext to it, and it really plays. I'm only bringing this up because we had the whole debacle where y'all didn't know who Debbie Harry was. Do you know why Nikki DeLoach's character is named Gentry?
There's very famous country musicians.
Gentry, Montreal,
Montgomery Gentry.
You're talking about Montgomery Gentry. Yes.
No, that would be Bobby Gentry.
You brought
legendary.
props? What's happening?
Yes, this is
Go
the
get
box
my
set of her
Montgomery
work
Gentry
that I got for Dave White.
Oh, nice.
She is a legendary singer-songwriter. She was one of the first women to not only write but produce. She wrote the late 60s hit Ode to Billy Joe, which is one of the great like morbid country story songs with a death in it ever written. She's awesome, and she retired at the height of her powers and is out there somewhere, but is not interested in being famous. She never like shows up for retrospectives or whatever, but she is a freaking legend. And so that is why that guy would name his daughter after her. So I thought that was really cool. So yeah, there were a lot of feels here.
Wait until she finds out she got a shout out on deck to Hallmark. Though.
Sheesh.
She might sue us.
It's gonna be.
Yeah,
She doesn't want any part of
She doesn't
this.
want any part of it. Don't talk about me. Dan?
Yeah, 3 if you'll grant me the time, but 2 are very quick. Tiger Lily Gold, Fa La La Falling.
Great
An
song.
absolute banger, and I didn't see it coming. I didn't know I needed an upbeat country Christmas song with harmonies. It was really, really good stuff.
Yeah.
The Brooks and Dunn of this movie needs to be mentioned since you know, we broke the seal talking about Bobby Autry and old singers. The 2 leads in this movie, the 2 country singers in this movie, Wade and
Winners.
Winners. They are patterned so much after Brooks and Dunn, it should almost be copyright infringement. The way that
so much that Brooks and Dunn have to be mentioned in the film.
did,
So
yeah.
it's clear that they're not them.
They literally look like them.
Yeah,
Kix
it
Brooks
sure
had a little
does.
mustache. Ronnie Dunn had more of a beard. The way that they broke up, they always maintained a positive face in front of the crowd, even though there was a lot of talk that there were songwriting differences. And then they end up having a happy. They get back together, do a thing at the residency at Las Vegas, blah blah blah. But I couldn't. It's borderline. Wait, what? Because it almost took me out of the story how similar they were to Brooks and Dunn. But I love Brooks and Dunn as a '90s country guy. I love Brooks and Dunn, so I needed to mention that. But guys, I'm telling you right now, and I can't believe. This is not. We saw Rob Mays in a movie called Just Jake on Up TV.
We sure did.
Wouldn't recommend it. He plays a country singer who has a guitar and has the same accent that he does in this movie. And the script and the direction and just the
With
budget.
sweet friend Britt Bristow.
Britt Bristow's in that movie, but that movie isn't good. And when I saw, and I've met Rob Mays several times, he seems like a lovely human being. I don't know him very well at all. When I knew what he was going to have to carry with being the dad, I was either like, they're not going to do many scenes or he's going to really have to do it. He crushed it. He was unbelievable and met the material and exceeded all expectations. I'm just telling you right now, the scene where he and Nikki DeLoach are talking about, did it mean a lot that your dad was around? And is one of my favorite scenes in Hallmark. And it is because as a father, I do think there's something about that. But the performance of Rob Mays is very distinct here. Like, Nikki is crying because she's got a lot going on. Her character knows she's talking to her dad, knows he's going to make that decision, and knows what it cost him. And so, and knows that he's going to die in 9 years or whatever.
Well, Anne is like been asked her whole life, hey, why'd your dad quit music?
That's right.
And she didn't have an answer
That's
for
right.
it.
So
and, is coming to terms with.
She has all that.
just got chills.
And we can argue in the What the Hallmark segment whether or not they know there's an argument that they know that this is his daughter grown up. Like there is a legit argument that everyone is in on this bit. I don't want to get into that right now. But what I can tell you is that Rob Mays talks this through with his grown-up daughter, but there is never a moment where in his performance it feels like this is even close to a decision. And it makes me real emotional just thinking about it, because your kids never have to bear the burden of thinking that you had to choose between two things that were close, because they weren't close.
Right.
It was always your kids first. And so that was an amazing scene.
Mm-hmm.
Get yourself a Kringle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you
All right,
deserve
I'm
a
out.
Kringle, man.
You go get yourself a Kringle. All right, we're going to take a break. Or it's a Kringle break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about the Wait What's and the What the Hallmark here on Deck
Take
the
the
Hallmark.
Kringle. Man, we downed a whole Kringle in that break, Brand.
We down
The big boy, too. Big airplane tire boy.
But you know what? We got a big week. We earned this.
You're right.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
earned
yeah.
this. But
You can't eat all 12 Kringles in a week if you don't start strong on Sunday. That's right.
yeah, by what's this? What's the last one that we're going to be getting to on Saturday or something? By the time we get to the Christmas Cup, we're just going to be like,
Oh, that's the Reed and Fish movie.
It is.
yeah.
Man.
You
What
know
a
what?
week.
We're going to be
What a
excited
week.
about that.
What
We're
a
gonna be
week.
excited about that.
so.
Yeah.
All right, let's get to the Wait What. So we talk about what in this movie made us go Wait What. I'll start with you, Alonso. No,
Brian?
I'll start with you, Brian. I am so out of whack.
Have you done this?
I know I'm not usually on the big show.
This is hard for me to.
I will. Well, this won't take long. I'll be quick because Alonso said he's got a bunch. I didn't have a lot. There was a baking montage I felt was pretty unnecessary.
Most tacked on cookie scene ever.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also,
Yes.
Brian, you thought the baking montage was unnecessary?
I'm like, let's get back to Nikki hanging out with their dad.
All right.
That's basically
Okay.
where I was at.
Yeah.
I didn't need
Okay.
the. They could have said we made cookies for the cast, and that'd be the end of it. I didn't need to see anything else.
Gosh, they can't win with you. Not enough baking, too much baking.
That is not an effective Wait What from you.
Baking is all about perfect measurements and getting it just right. So,
Yeah.
it's
It's a science, not an art. I've said it for years. And now that I'm a
Don't
baker,
now you're a
you
baker.
start.
You know, the winners he was very cool with Wade leaving the duo. Like he was just sort
Yeah.
of like, okay, let's go give him a good show. I
That's
was like,
right.
I feel like maybe we could have gone a little harder there.
it felt like Brooks. It felt
Yeah.
so much like how Brooks and
Yeah.
Dunn have always treated that
You're
whole
right.
thing.
You're right. It
It's
was a
wild.
front face. It's like they knew a camera was
They
in the
knew
room.
exactly what was expected, and they did it, and they grinned, and they just put on a show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I wonder, like, part of it, like, it was Vaughn kind of ready to move on.
Sure,
too.
maybe. That's
like,
true.
I think that might, like, that makes it a little bit easier if you are kind of like, you know what, worst case, I go solo.
Right. He's probably maybe looking forward to it. And the last one I had was Chris had his phone with him, and he just kept using it, and it just never died.
Yeah,
Like, 'cause
man.
where are you charging that thing?
That's right.
Yeah.
USB-C port in
That's right.
95.
That's
you know what I mean?
right. Tough to come by.
I'm going to turn it off, but I'll turn it back on when the moment arrives.
And those
Fired that thing up.
those mobile towers, they're ready for my cell service. They are ready. Yes.
They're ready.
That's it.
All right. Okay. Alonso?
Okay, so the mean evil manager of the band who tells them that they need to like overhaul the album because they've got to start chasing radio.
Yeah.
Their current song is at #1.
Yeah.
Maybe you don't overhaul everything and chase radio when you just put out a #1 song. Like that doesn't, you're already chasing radio, or you caught radio. I don't know what to tell you, but like that didn't work for me at all.
No, I'm with you 100%. And moving up the tour to have to start working on December 26th was
Yeah,
a
of
real
course.
low point of this movie. Like this movie I was like, you're better than this, but it isn't. The cast is better. That's the movie we were watching.
Yeah, we are on Hallmark after all. I went to college in Nashville. I had some exposure to the music industry because we had a radio station and we put out an album and with like local indie groups. I have sat in the pews on the stage of the Grand Ole Opry.
All right.
I did not travel in time. Alas, I feel
Unbelievable.
kind of cheated about that now. But what I will say is, this movie is totally being sponsored by like the Grand Ole Opry sort of tourism board. Like if you go on the Hallmark websites, there's a lot of like, come visit the Opry, And so there's a lot of that in this movie. I don't think that people in the music industry, as much as they respect the Opry and love it and understand its place in music history, talk about it nearly as much as they do in this movie. Everybody is so dreamy-eyed about the Opry, and like Nikki DeLoach's character grew up with a dad in the industry. She probably went to like Harpeth Hall or one of those like schmancy, Nashville prep schools. I don't think that she would be as in awe of the idea of the Opry as an outsider might be. But whatever, this is what we're doing. Also, appended to that, you can be a really successful country singer, or you can spend Christmas in Gatlinburg. I don't think you can do both. As somebody who went to Gatlinburg a bunch as a kid, it is the Myrtle Beach of Tennessee.
You cannot, this is the best way one of the year. You cannot be a platinum selling artist and spend Christmas in Gatlinburg. I stand by that sentiment.
Yeah.
You cannot go from the Opry stage in your car with your personal assistant and go, should we go to Ripley's on Tuesday and then Ober on Wednesday? When do we do indoor putt-putt? When do we do that? Like, you can't do that. Absolutely not.
You're going to Aspen.
That's right.
Come on.
Indoor skydiving's got a 2-for-1. Oh my God.
Even charge your phone there.
That clanged for me. And then finally, this is a thing where, again, like, I know time travel rules, whatever, but like, you have set this up in a way when she goes back in time, her purse does not go with her.
Yep.
Because I guess she needs to be without money, without ID, whatever, even though there's another her running around somewhere. So we knew she wasn't going to stay in the past because that would have been too weird. But when she comes back, the guitar does come with her.
Heck yeah, it does.
So what's the deal with like objects? You have to be
Alonso,
touching
you ever heard of Christmas magic?
Come on.
Yes.
What is this? What are you doing?
You're 100% right.
What is this?
Who are you?
They made such a big deal about the purse not going with her at the beginning. I thought, oh, well, then surely that means the guitar won't go back with her. Oh, no.
She wasn't holding her purse, though.
If
she was holding the guitar.
Christmas magic sees fit for you to bring a guitar back,
then
Christmas magic wins.
And generally speaking, I love a Hallmark time travel movie in that every other time travel movie is like, oh my God, don't change anything or it could be catastrophic.
That's right.
Like baby Hitler will become, Godzilla, whatever it is.
Yes.
And in these movies, like, talk to anybody and change things.
Doesn't
Who
matter.
cares?
Write a song with your dad.
Yeah,
See
dude,
how it
it
goes.
doesn't matter. Yeah, timeline will change. Timeline's always changing out there. It's good. It's all good.
It's fine.
Fluid.
I only have a couple. One, it is mentioned that Mac has won Manager of the Year 5 times.
That's right.
Who gets that out?
But somehow this Manager of the Year 5 times does not know the history of the Circle at the Opry,
Which is crazy.
He's like blown away by this. It's like, where have you been?
He's been managing.
He's been managing.
He's
Too busy
busy.
managing. He's like, whatever. It's just a circle.
Country.
I did get a kick out of the fact that she's at the Opry. There's a show going on stage. Gets a call from Mac, and she's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And he can hear her fine.
That's right. Yeah.
Like, it's
No
not
problem.
like usually that doesn't work out that way.
1995 too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just give it. No. This is
this is
present
present
day.
day,
acoustics
present
in
day.
that room are amazing.
This is present day, but it's crazy to think that like phones still struggle with that amount of sound. There's no whispering. And then I just loved this guy who was backstage in 1995, just ripping Deck the Hallmarks on the organ. I'm sorry, Deck the Halls.
Deck the halls. Not us. We didn't rip
It's not all about us.
Heyo.
Yeah.
Just ripping Deck the Halls on the organ. He's going so
He's
hard.
going hard.
And he's just shout out. Sometimes you sit down on the organ and then you go, let's Deck the Halls time, everybody. Let's do this thing. Dano?
I have 3, but there's one I just am still like, I can't believe this happened. They make this big deal about her getting to stand in the circle with her guitar, and she gets in the circle with her guitar and her song, and she goes, and they go, we're going to have Brad Paisley come out and sing a song. And I know that we're all thrilled. We're all thrilled we got to see Brad Paisley write an original Christmas song and sing it. We're all thrilled.
Yeah.
The whole cotton picking movie is Nikki DeLoach reckoning with her dead father, writing a song with him and going, I was never good enough. I wanted to earn my right to get in
no
that
stolen
circle.
valor here.
And she stands in the circle and they're like, What if Brad
Ma'am,
Paisley?
step aside.
What if?
Oh, we got a special guest
Listen,
tonight.
I know you've been waiting your whole life, but
Well, it's not like the actor was in the Mickey Mouse Club.
what if?
Can't sing.
What if country superstar Brad Paisley sang the song for you on your behalf as you
Yeah.
sat
Maybe
in
the-
the
maybe-
background?
Just step out of that circle, please, if you could.
I
Make a little room
just-
for
now that
Sir
you
Brad
stepped
Pitt.
in, yeah, hokey
Star
pokey
coming
on out of
through.
that bad boy, and let's get Paisley in here.
Just don't sit in that pew.
That was crazy. The big mistake of this movie is they have that security guard witness the time travel. Because what happens is when he sees someone disappear, now we have to assume people can see that. And then later in the movie, Polaha gets knocked onto that seat like right before a performance.
Yeah.
And there's
Right.
all these people, and no one notices him disappear. Like no one blinks an eye that he's gone. And then DeLoach shows up in the middle of a live Opry performance, and no one blinks an eye at that either.
Well,
so go ahead.
you could make the case that when there's something going on stage, that people are going to be distracted. But the security guard, you're right. Like he's like, got a full view of it.
And that was tough. But last, and this is important because Polaha and DeLoach can do no wrong. But I hope to God that if I ever time travel, I am as calm and collected about the whole process as Chris Polaha is.
Hey, what?
I've never seen someone the first night that they've traveled back 30 years go, hey, what if we just let this play out? I mean, it takes Andy Samberg like 100 years in Palm Springs to be like, maybe I should chill. This guy has been there 8 hours and he's like, you know what? I'm a tall white guy and in 2025 it works great. Let's just let it roll, baby. Let's see what happens. Let's just let the good vibes come to us. Maybe we'll get some soda pop we can't find in modern day. Like he couldn't be less concerned.
You're still using
Get
sugar.
me a box
baby.
of Product 19.
He couldn't be less concerned with traveling back 30 years. Not a single ounce of it on his face. He's just like, let the good times roll. Yeah, you think we could catch Garth Brooks in concert?
So what's playing? Can we hit some movies?
Yeah,
here?
unbelievable. That's all I got.
Let's go see Seven.
What's in the box?
What was that?
Christmas.
Sorry,
magic?
Is it
that
Christmas
was
magic?
I'm doing laundry with my timer. Everybody relax.
It's Christmas laundry.
Yeah, oh, we're back in
Yeah.
2025, I guess.
course.
Laundry with
Snapped
a
us right out of it. Snapped us right out of it. That's time for what the hallmarks were. We wonder what could have been. Maybe if it was a clarity question we still have. What are we still wondering about? That's what we're going to talk about right now, Brad Guy.
Yeah, this made me wonder a lot why I don't listen to more 90s, 2000s country music. Which
God, it is the best.
The best.
I mean, it's the worst too, but it's the best.
it has some low spots, but
Yeah.
generally, like, what a fun time. And
dude.
especially Brad Paisley.
Brad Paisley's
really good.
Really good.
Really good. And I
Brooks
used to
and Dunn,
oh, Brooks,
really
are you
good.
kidding me
Montgomery
right now?
Gentry,
Oh.
not the same Gentry.
No, different
really good.
Gentry.
Different.
Big
Yeah.
and, even some big and
Gentry.
rich stuff was pretty fun. I
Big-
had a good time
well,
there, a
well,
little bit. But
Yeah.
there's,
Garth
I mean,
Brooks, Alan
yes,
Jackson, George
100%.
Strait. Come on, guys.
Why am I not getting back on this stuff? So I'm probably gonna have to start listening to
Well,
some country
Garth is
music
still
again.
anti-streamer, so good
Yeah.
luck.
Yeah. Garth's still anti-streamer.
Garth's
Can't
like-
find
Still
him on
fighting the good
Spotify.
fight.
He's a physical media
Physical
boy.
media.
That's
Need
right.
the
media.
box sets.
And
Skip the Chris Gaines album.
yeah,
Yes, correct.
physical media or Amazon Music.
or Amazon Music.
That's
Yeah.
where I've laid my bet. He launched his own streamer, and
He did.
then people were
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, we're not
Yeah,
going to
we're
do
all
this.
set,
We're not
yeah.
going to do this." Alonso,
Okay, my big unanswered question of this is, when does the dad die? Because if
Yeah.
the whole movie is, if the beginning of the movie is Nikki DeLoach, like not knowing why he left, not having the opportunity to write a song with him, all these sort of missed connections and things. But then the rest of the movie is, I'm leaving show business to spend more time with my family. How much time did he actually spend with his family?
when he walked
Because-
in, you can see whoever they've casted to be young Nikki DeLoach, and I mean, she's definitely not 18. Doesn't she say he
Yeah.
dies when he's 18?
Yeah, I heard 18,
Okay.
but I'm starting to think it was way earlier than that because he can't.
Do we know
have-
how he died?
I don't believe so.
I don't know, but it's never mentioned. But I just like my whole thing was like, okay, which is it movie? Because
Yeah.
if the whole premise is I am leaving this successful combo to spend more time with my daughter and see her win awards at songwriting camp, then the daughter, it seems like, would have had more quality time
Yes,
with the
memories
dad
of that.
before he died.
That's
And
right.
so I felt like they didn't pick a lane on that one.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah, I mean, my questions were more just about like how he died. Like, is mom still alive?
This movie could have served to be about 10 minutes longer.
Yeah. Is
I think you
is
could have
mom
made all
still
this work.
alive?
Yes.
Does she tell? If her mom is still alive, like, does she
Right.
tell her like
Yeah.
about what happened? Like, there's a lot to unpack here as to like, you know, she's going to tell Rita everything, and so if mom's
Yeah.
still alive, you would assume that she's going to tell her mom if she's still alive. I don't know. There's a lot of like, what do you do with this information?
Yeah.
And how do you deal with that?
That's kind of mine, but the Rita thing, like Rita gives her the pen and goes, "You're going to need this," and then at the end, Winters has like a knowing, not like how much
Yeah.
of this is
If Vaughn knew all along, has he been sitting on this for 30
For 30 years.
waiting?
Right.
And, and
To me,
Rita,
it felt like Vaughn and Rita knew.
and in knowing, they knew that the timeline was solemn and sacred, had to say nothing, and then had to plant this pin so she could go back because it's been part of the timeline the whole time. Bootstrap paradox problem all over the place. My thing is Rita and Vaughn knowing that much, you're in a pretty weird conundrum there.
Well, but the first time Rita sees her, she's like, "You can't be here." Like she doesn't.
Yeah, I don't
recognize
think
her.
younger Rita
No,
knows.
older Rita.
Older Rita.
So older
Oh,
Rita
okay,
gives her the
gotcha,
RPM pin.
It's like,
and
hey,
says,
you're gonna need
You're
this.
gonna need this.
this
So
to win it,
before
okay.
she time travels, I think it's at least intimated that Rita knows
But- and then
how
at the very-
important she is in this timeline,
You know,
which is
and
crazy.
she tells Rita like, I got to tell you everything, and Rita's basically like, I know.
So what that means that Vaughn, I will say this, maybe they knew it. Vaughn had that song done the whole time, and and they knew that she's going to go back, write the song with the dad. Dad's going to die shortly after. He's going to keep that song until she goes back, and so then he can do the thing on stage with her, and they know it the whole time. There's still holes there,
And
but how did
Vaughn
Vaughn
get the song?
That Rob Mays' character gave it to him before he died somehow. That would be my guess. That's why, like, you know, Biltmore, you know, Chris is in both of these movies. Biltmore's a better movie. I think Stem
I
to
would
Stern
agree
is
with
a
that.
better movie. The ending of Biltmore is tough, but I think Biltmore's
perfect.
a fine, like one of the best Hallmark's ever done. It's a better movie than this. But also, I think the time travel in Biltmore is better than this is, because it is a lot more like whimsical, like her just going back with this. What is it? The sand,
Hourglass.
Yeah, hourglass. That's right. It is
How
just,
long do those even last?
Yeah, and so you have like
No way to know.
Riker, whatever his name is, Riker from Star Trek, as this guy who kind of knows this thing, and we know he's kind of omniscient, and that's it, and that's all we need explaining. And you know, at the end, love conquers all, and I don't love that ending, but the rest of that movie, like, I never questioned the timeline like I do in this movie. So yeah, I think the Rita knowing the whole time was weird for me.
All right, fair enough. We did it.
Yeah,
did do
we
it.
certainly did.
It.
We gave it our best
Congratulations to us. We're gonna be back tomorrow with Dave White.
with Dave White. Come on.
And we're gonna talk about cats.
Yeah, we are.
Which I cannot wait to see. Real quick, for anybody who has never seen me before, can only watch the main show. I do have a book out. It's the revised and updated edition of Have Yourself a Movie Little Christmas. It's available now, and it's a
You
great time
should
of year to
pick it
buy
up. It will be your guide on watching holiday movies. It will be a great coffee table book. It will be a great gift all year long, really, if you want a little bit of holiday spirit all year long. It's a great book, I can attest.
Same.
Thank you much, and I'll be signing copies at Christmas Con
Road
over
trip.
at the Deck of the Hallmark booth, so be there.
Assuming
December 12th.
we make it.
Yep. Okay, that's a weird thing to say out
Fingers
loud.
crossed.
December 12th,
Fingers crossed,
13th, and
knock wood.
14th, Lord willing, creek don't rise.
Salt over the shoulder, whatever it takes.
Yes.
A little water on the shoulder.
All right, come back for more tomorrow for another one. Until then, maybe the first to wish you a
Merry Christmas! Deck the Hallmark's a Bramble Jam podcast produced by Brandon Gray and that Greenville, South Carolina, and it's presented all week by Racine Danish Kringles at kringle.com. You can find out more about the show, deckthehallmark.com, on the socials at Deck the Hallmark, and join the best corner of the internet with ad-free podcasting, live movie chats, and live videos of the pod, and so much more at bramblejamplus.com.
God bless.